Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to do a quick video about our swinging radius jig sander thing because we've gotten a bunch of questions about this tool. So, we've done a couple videos about this in the past, but we just want to revisit it and show y'all how it works again because, like I say, there's a handful of people who've been questioning, what it is, how we made it, etc., etc. So, this actually started out as the radius sanding unit from Grizzly Tools. And as it comes from the factory, it's not bad, but we tweaked it a little bit to make it a little more user-friendly. So let me walk you through what it does first, and then some of the modifications that we made, and then we'll go ahead and radius a neck. In this case, we're going to radius this modern neck for our buddy Jim Fuller. So as the unit comes from Grizzly, it comes with everything you see here with the exception of this piece that we had custom made. What it does come with is this, and it's got slots, and you kind of set it where you need it to be for the radius that you want it to have, and then and it works okay. We upgraded ours with this new unit here, and we designed this with our buddy Kevin, who sometimes we call Brain Surgery Kevin. And what we did is we simplified it and made it a little more idiot-proof because we're a bunch of knuckleheads and it's way easier to goof up the original unit than this. So what we did here is we established 5 different radii that we would use. This is 7 1/4, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So far we only used 10 and 12. And we built it such that it was always going to be exactly right if you put it in these slots. You see how it's dished out here. These shafts plugs go in there, so there's no way you can get it wrong. Let's see. All of our necks start out as the same thickness with the fretboard glued on, and so we took that into consideration. Subtracted that from 12, and we took the center of this point here, 12, or if you were doing 10 or 16, the distance from the center of this to our table should be 12 inches. And we go ahead and screw the necks on to the swinging armature here. And you'll see me actually screw this piece on here, and then we just move these screws out of the way. We can slide it through and it will cut a perfect radius every time. Now, you still have to have a little bit of finesse. It's not completely idiot-proof, and I'm the idiot that knows that it's not completely idiot-proof. But if you do this a couple times and you kind of work with it, you get great results every time if you just follow the rules. So let's go ahead and screw this guy on to the radiusing jig, and let's radius this board. You going in?
Yep.
Kevin very cunningly made long enough, or put exactly the same holes on the opposite side of the deal here, so we could screw directly to the necks. Remember, the distance from the center to the bottom of my fretboard is whatever the radius is. So let's go ahead and do it to it. One of the questions I get all the time is, why is the neck at an angle? And the real reason is, the only reason it's at an angle is so that I use all of the belt. If we had it going parallel with the belt, it would only get used in this little patch right here. This way we use all 6 inches of the belt. So let's see. I'll show you my Stu-Mat gauge. It looks like there's a little bit of light showing in the middle, but for the most part, this guy is good to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to install the face dots, and I'm going to run it through again, and that'll get rid of that little flat spot here in the upper register area. So let's do that now. I'm using a centering ruler to find the center of my fretboard. If you haven't used one of these, it's really, really handy. And I'm going to leave a link to just such a tool in the description below. So it's a regular 12-inch ruler, but instead of going 0 to 12, it goes 0 to 6 and 0 to 6. So you can find the exact center line of stuff really, really easy with one of those. Wow, this board is so grainy. It's hard to see that center line unless you get just in the right light. When we get to the 12th fret, I like to just take a machinist scale and stand it off from the edge, and that gives me about a, what does it give me? ½ inch? Yeah, just under a ½ inch distance from the edge to that guy, and then we can... Alright, we've got the dot positions located onto our fretboard. A lot of people might be wondering, why didn't we do that when it was square, and then glue the dots in and then radius the whole thing? Well, the answer to that is, sometimes you can get the dot a little too deep, and by the time you radius it, it just disappears, or if it's not deep enough, rather. So I like to put a little bit of a radius on there, put the dots in, then send it right back through the radiuser, and everything is cool. So I've got a 7/64 drill bit in my drill press, and I'm going to put these guys in there. Oh, it's a brad point drill bit too, which is nice because that little scratch awl that I use to mark the centers gives my brad point something to go into. Did you ever meet that guy, Brad Point, John?
Yep.
Good guy.
What's your point?
He used to hang out with that guy, Alan Wrench.
Ah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Damn.
Yeah.
Ugh. How the fuck did that happen?
It bounced up and hit you in the face?
No, it's a bunch of super glue fumes. Woo! Alright, we'll let that glue cure for a little bit, and I'll swab my eyes out, and then we'll run it back through the radius sand, and it'll be good to go. Okay, it's as simple as that, and you get a perfect radius every single time with our slightly modified Grizzly Radius Sander. If you guys have any further questions about this that I didn't answer in the video, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, stop writing a question. Hit the subscribe button and then go back and finish your question. If you appreciate content like this, you might want to go check out our Patreon page. We have lots of neat stuff over there in addition to all the videos that we make here on YouTube. We have Patreon exclusive stuff, we have giveaways, we have shit like that. And we've got a meet and greet coming up in fabulous Las Vegas for all of our Patreon members. So if you haven't done that yet and you've been thinking about it, now's a great time. If you can't do Patreon, we totally understand. Please feel free to share this video as many places as you think people would dig it. So, let's go ahead and wrap this up. This is Matt with Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody.